This video is to motivate those of you who have that fire inside of you and you share the same sentiment that I do about myself and you're willing to do what it takes. So I am going to achieve everything in my life that I've ever wanted, anything that is truly a desire of mine and it's deep down inside, and I know that I can bring it all out if I simply just stick to it and put my mind to it. No matter how long it takes, no matter how many failures, I will achieve everything I've ever wanted. And this one thing is what led me to understand that all of this is possible, right? Because at some point in my life, I wasn't as confident in the fact that I could achieve everything I've ever wanted. However, once I figured this one thing out, that if you stick to one thing and you commit to it all the way, you're going to achieve it no matter what. It's not about how some people say, I tried and I failed. That is not the point, because if you commit to it and you stick to it no matter what, it's not about trying and failing. It's about trying, failing, and continuing to go. Trying, failing, trying again and failing, trying again and failing. But once you have it in your mind that you're going to achieve it, it doesn't matter how many failures it takes. It doesn't matter how many times you lose. It doesn't matter how many times you get knocked on your ass, right? As long as you pick yourself up, you're going to achieve it. So if you have the mindset, like at one point I had myself, that you try, you fail, it's over, right? And then you quit and you try something else. What you got to understand is you could have been the best in that area had you just committed to it, right? It doesn't matter if someone else is a professional in the area. Someone else is a complete greatest of all time in that specific area, right? Let's say it's baseball, let's say it's basketball. You could have been better. You could have been better. If right now you decide that you want to commit all the way and it doesn't matter what it takes, you're going to give it your all, you're going to achieve it. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, okay? Because if I would have known this at a young age, which was one of the biggest mistakes that I made, at a young age, I tried so many different things because I did not understand this one thing. Now, in my mind, I love sales and I want to learn it. I want to master it because it's just something that I know if I give it my all, I can achieve everything I've ever wanted in my life if I simply just stick to it. And had I known that when I was younger, I would have understood that all you have to do is set a target on a macro, right? On a macro skill, a macro goal. And then you do all the micro things that it takes to achieve that. For example, my goal, my commitment is to sales, right? Because I've seen that it is the way. Everything in life is selling. Everything in life. You're trying to sell others on your ideas. You're trying to sell others to get something that you want, right? So this is just the example that I'm using because that's what I want, right? So what you got to understand is sales is the macro goal, right? And then underneath it is all the micro goals. For example, if I want to be very proficient at sales, then that's the macro goal. The micro goals is this: how to shake someone's hand, how to look someone in the eyes, your body language, how you speak, how fluent you are when you speak, how is your tonality, how good do you put sentences together so that you can convey the information, as opposed to someone who's a rookie and does not understand the game and they can't convey the information as good as you, right? So these micro skills are all leading up to the macro goal, right? But it all takes for you to break it down. First, commit to it, then break it down. Like I said, set the goal, break it down, figure out what does it take. And once you start building that foundation, it's like a pyramid. Eventually, you reach the macro goal. But how did you do it? It all happened from you having the thought, right? Because you have to have the thought, then you got to have the desire to want to do it, and then you got to figure out your why. What is your why? What is the biggest motivator, right? When I finally figured out that sales was the way for me, my biggest motivator, not only is it freedom, it's the fact that I don't want to work for anybody ever again. And the fact that I've been fired in the past, and knowing that once I know what I know now, I can never get fired ever again in my life. And I will forever be okay on my own because I know I can get it no matter where I'm at. That's the confidence that it brings me. That is my biggest motivator, to never have to work for anyone else again unless I choose to. So the ultimate goal is freedom, right? And I know, because I know what I give and I know that I give it my all, is I'm going to achieve that no matter what. It doesn't matter what gets in my way. It doesn't matter what failures. It doesn't matter how many times I get knocked down, because I'm relentless and I never quit no matter what. Doesn't matter what happens, I'm relentless. I stick to it. So someone who starts off with a lot of motivation, someone who starts off on fire, they know they can do this, and then they run out of gas, they're going to get beat by someone who never quits. So if you're young right now, specifically if you're under 18, maybe if you're even really young and you're watching this video under 15, you're a young kid, you're a young boy, and you want to know what is the biggest takeaway, pick one thing. And if you understand this, understand that if you pick that one thing, when you set your mind to it and you never give up on it, you gotta go into it thinking long term. And when you go into it with the mindset of I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail. And when I fail, I will learn from that. And then I will try again. And once I fail again, I will learn from that. And all those takeaway lessons, right? Because it's through the failure that you learn the lesson. Because if you don't go through that failure, the lesson can't be extracted. It's through every failure you extract a lesson. Another failure, you extract a lesson. Another failure, you extract a lesson. You put those lessons together, and now you're proficient. Now you've reached success. Now you have what it is that you've always wanted. But the people that go into it with a short term mindset and think about how they want to succeed, but they don't think about the failures, once they get blindsided by the failure, they get punched by failure, by life, they get hit off guard. They weren't expecting it. And so they think it's the end of the world. But what you got to understand is it's not the end of the world. It's a part of the process. And you have to fall in love with the process. You have to fall in love with the game. Everything is a part of the process. Understand that the failures, all the setbacks, it's all a part of the process. And when you fall in love with the process as opposed to the goal, you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, right? Because, like I said, you're going to get there once you know that all of this is a part of the game. If you're giving it your all, if you're genuinely trying, and even if you fail, even if you give it your all and you fail, like I said, it's a part of the process. You extract the lessons and you don't let it stop you. You continue being relentless. You continue attacking your goals until you get everything that you want out of life, right? You have to squeeze it out of life. You have to dictate what it is that you want out of life. And once you can dictate that, you can get everything you want out of life. Understand that. That's the video for today. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. Peace out.